So this next video series will show you how to set up an account with an exchange to allow you to buy Bitcoins. Now, exchanges act as middlemen. They introduce buyers and sellers of Bitcoin, allowing them to exchange Bitcoin into either fiat currency or other cryptocurrencies. They say there's two types of exchanges, those that have been hacked and those that will be hacked. So even though exchanges are the quickest and most convenient way to buy Bitcoin, they're obviously very large honeypots because many people buy their Bitcoins and just leave them there sitting on the exchanges. So in this video, we're going to show you how to register with an exchange, deposit funds into your newly created account, and purchase Bitcoin on the exchange. The video after this is required viewing because that's how you learn to get your Bitcoins off of the exchange and into your own personal cold storage. Now for this video, as an example, we're going to be using Bitstamp. We're not recommending or endorsing Bitstamp as an exchange, nor are we recommending or endorsing any other exchange. We're just using Bitstamp as a generic guide to all exchanges because once you know your way around Bitstamp, you should easily find your way around most other exchanges. So first and foremost, we are running the Ubuntu operating system and we are in Firefox. Now, if what I've just said to you doesn't make any sense, please go back and revisit making a secure connection and a secure computer videos. That's really important. And while we are in here, first thing we want to do is make sure that our VPN is on. Now, as you can see, I am running ExpressVPN. That is just a personal preference. And you want to make sure that you're actually logged into the country where you will be logging into Bitstamp the most from. You don't want to be changing VPNs all that often. It's something they don't like. And you want to make sure that your uBlock ad blocker is on. So we're going to go to Bitstamp, which is bitstamp.net. If you just do a search, it should be the first one that comes up right there. And we want to make sure that this is the actual website we're at. So you can see that it is a secure site. And what we want to do is we are going to register a new account today. So just top right there, we'll move over to register. And we are going to put in a made-up name just for this video. We used John Smith in the past, so let's use Jane Smith now. And I'm just going to make up an email address which is not affiliated with me personally. Now my VPN is connected to Australia, so I want to make sure that I select the country Australia. And it is important that you keep the VPN from the country that you are going to be logging in the most. You can obviously change within cities, but we mentioned this before. Now, please read the terms of use and privacy policy. I like to open them in separate tabs. So scroll through those, have a read. And if you do agree with those, then you are going to accept them. And we have to do the captcha check. This just shows that you are not a robot. Now, if you're using a VPN, this often comes up because you will have other people logging through that same VPN address. And once you get the registration complete, we will need to go check our email for the welcoming email from Bitstamp. So now we need to log into our email address that's specifically designated for our Bitcoin transaction. And once we've done that, we should receive an introductory email from Bitstamp or from whichever other exchange you're using. And in this case, it's providing me with my user ID and password to log into Bitstamp. So the user ID does not change. I need to memorize that one. And the password we will change later. So I'm going to open LastPass and copy the user ID and temporary password into this website's description box. Again, if you don't know how to do this, refer to our previous security videos. Now we go back to Bitstamp. Previously we were registering, but now we can log in. So type or paste in the user ID and password that we've just been provided and click login. Now the LastPass reminder will pop up asking if we want to add our Bitstamp login details, and we click yes. And now we've got this message from Bitstamp asking us to enable two-factor authentication. That we will do right away, and if you are unfamiliar with this process, again revisit our security videos. So once we've enabled two-factor authentication, we will be using that every time we log into Bitstamp. And now we need to verify the account. So we're not going to verify this account because this is a made-up name just for the purposes of this video. Two options you have, personal account or corporate account. We will show you how to do a personal account verification. So what's really important is obviously make sure you put in the details accurately. Country or nationality, they can be different. Nationality, your passport, country, where you are a resident. Please declare if you are a U.S. citizen, resident alien, or tax person for any reason. The IRS has a very far reach. This is really important, the ID document. So front and back side of a passport, for example, the issue date, the expiration date, and you need to put in at the bottom there the ID document number and ID type. So you can choose a passport, driver's license, something that is issued by a government. You then need to provide a proof of residence document. This actually proves you are living in the country that you said you're a resident of. Now, this is a bank account statement, an electricity bill, water bill. They don't accept mobile phone bills, cell bills, so just try to find one of these here. Make sure that it is within 3 months of age. Sometimes they'll accept 6 months, but have it as new as possible. I know of cases where people submitted one that was a bit too old, or it had, for example, a P.O. box and not their address, and this delayed everything. This actually happened to a hedge fund manager out of Texas who wanted to buy some Bitcoin. This process took him 2 weeks just to sign up for an account. Bitcoin price went up in that period and he gave up, chose not to buy any, and that was when Bitcoin was trading below $2,000. So get these details accurately, take your time to check them because you only want to submit it once. So now we're going to show you how to fund your Bitstamp account. So there's 2 ways of doing this. You can buy Bitcoin immediately using a credit card. That process is a little bit more expensive because you're paying credit card fees. But if you just want to add funds into your account, you actually need to do a wire transfer. So to do a wire transfer, to fund your account, you click on Deposit, and that's going to take you to the deposit page where you have all these options on the left of how to actually put funds into your Bitstamp account. So as you can see, credit card, which will be an instantaneous purchase. You can't leave the funds off a credit card in there. You have to buy Bitcoin immediately. You can even transfer cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, into your Bitstamp account. So you can send Litecoin, Bitcoin into your Bitstamp account. They will get funded within the hour. So you may be asking, why would I send my Bitcoin to an exchange? Some people like to day trade Bitcoin. This is a very quick way of losing a lot of money. So they send their Bitcoin to Bitstamp, sell it, hoping the price of Bitcoin will go down and that they can buy more, resulting in more Bitcoin. For obvious reasons, this is a strategy we cannot endorse nor recommend. The purposes of Coin Compass is to show you how to safely buy your Bitcoin and get it off the exchange and keep it secure in hardware wallets. So if you had some other cryptocurrencies you wanted to offload, you could send those cryptocurrencies to Bitstamp and convert them into Bitcoin. So what we're going to do now is an international wire transfer where we are depositing funds into our Bitstamp account. So if you go to deposit, now please scroll down. It's going to show you which method should I choose. So if you're living inside the European Union, here are the countries for European Union inclusion. If you're outside of these, you want to be using an international bank transfer. Now have a look at this here. Rest of the world, USD international deposits are temporarily unavailable due to ongoing migration to a different service provider. So this is something that if you are with our appropriate Coin Compass package, we keep you up to date with, meaning that US dollars cannot be deposited in, so you need to deposit an other currency. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So we go to International Bank, and let's just say that we're going to be using Australian. Now this warning pops up. I understand. The disclaimer down here reads, if you make a deposit from an account that is not held in your name, the deposit will be rejected. So make sure that the name on your Bitstamp account and the name on your bank account match. Click I agree if you agree. Now, international wire transfer. So you're going to put in your first name, your surname, the account balance. Let's do euros because we just saw that warning about the US dollar. But I'm going to put in, say, 1,000 Australian dollars. I'm going to put in a comment that reads investment, and then I'm going to click on deposit. And what that does is that's going to take me to the next page. So this page I actually need to print out and physically take into my bank. Now in here are the details of how to send the funds to Bitstamp. So you actually just need to show this to the bank. So the account owner, Bitstamp Limited, that might be different depending on the currency that you're sending it in. But the important thing is here, the message. The message there, that includes your ID. So if Bitstamp is receiving those funds, they need to see which account it's going into. That ID needs to be in there and it needs to be accurate, because if it isn't, then your funds will not be cleared. So this actually can be a bit of a nuisance, funding your Bitstamp account with a wire transfer, because you need to find the time to physically go into a bank branch. And banks have been closing branches these days, so that makes it quite more difficult. Now, I had a friend who in early 2017 undertook this process, set up the Bitstamp account, verified it, printed this out, took it into the bank branch. The bank recommended that she not proceed with the transaction. They had not heard of Bitstamp, were unsure of a bank based in Europe, and she was in a rush, so she said, fine, don't do it, I'll come back another day. She never did go back. Early 2017, obviously is disappointed. She didn't just force the bank to do it, and that might be what you have to do. You might have to say to the bank, I've done this process before with another bank, please just go ahead and do it. And you see the Bitstamp warning, you may get a call from them saying, do you really want to do this? So you'll just need to be a bit pushy with your bank and tell them to go ahead with the transaction. Thanks for watching. All resources mentioned are in the description of this video. With your Bitcoin Basics video guides purchase, you also gain access to this video series for 30 days, Coin Corner newsletters for 3 months, 20% off any help desk credits for 3 months, Bitcoin Begins booklet, the full edition, PSAs, these are emergency alerts for 3 months as well. Visit coincompass.com and click on Members to gain access to any of the above and to check out our latest news, events, and updates. Any content provided by Coin Compass is for educational and informational purposes only and is not investment, legal, tax, or any other advice. A qualified professional should be consulted before making any financial decisions. Coin Compass is not a money transmitter nor broker, so it cannot buy Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency assets on your behalf. Coin Compass will at times recommend certain products, services, and technologies, but these are opinions based upon our experience and not endorsements. We take no liability for out-of-date or inaccurate information, software bugs, manufacturing errors, technology misuse, or issues involving third parties.